Today we're going to look at adding as of date functions into ICRW. It's going to be a little more advanced, but can add a lot of value to your reports. So we'll start by looking at my job GL data report. Here I'm summing up the job costs by project, but I'm not incorporating the data at all. This is just every entry that was ever entered. So this is nice, but maybe I'd want to look at the report as of a certain date a year ago for whatever reason. This wouldn't be able to help me. Get started, I'm going to add entry date to the report, and then I'm going to exclude it. And this is because we'll be evaluating things based on that entry date. And then we'll go ahead and go to prompts. So a simple way to do this, but has less flexibility, is we could simply just filter on that entry date I just added. So you could have users set a entry date where things are less than or equal to it. And then we preview the report. We go back to January 2023, set maybe the 10th. And we can see how the job costs up to that date. That's nice. It might serve your purpose in a lot of cases. But I want to see the total job costs ever. And then I also want a column that goes up until that date I select. And right now, we can't do that. We're only seeing the job costs up to that particular date. So to update, I'm actually going to get rid of that. And then I'll go to this plus and add a variable prompt. So we'll prompt for a presentation variable. Here I'll type in as of date, which is how we'll reference it in our function later. But for the title, I'm going to spell it out a little prettier. And we'll make this variable data type a date. And we'll click OK. So next, let's go to our Refine tab. So here we have the total job cost column. But now I'm going to want to do job costs as of, and then I'll put in my as of date right in the column title. And I'll do this by doing a little @ symbol, a curly bracket, and then as of date as we spelled it out in that presentation variable, and a curly bracket to close it. I'll also go ahead and copy that because we'll be using it in our function. So then I'm going to copy that job cost formula. And this is looking pretty good, but I need to add in that formula that mentions the as of date. So we're going to sum case when the category is like cost of sales, and then I'll say and my entry date is less than or equal to my as of date. Now, one important step here is you want to make sure these are the same data type. So we can do that by putting them inside a cast function. So to do that, I'm going to simply go before the date, type cast, little left parenthesis, entry date as keyboard's being a little slow. There we go. As date. So this is saying is we're going to cast this entry date as a date. Get rid of that extra space. And then we'll do the same for the as of date. Cast as of date as. All right, so now we have our formula together. So we're going to see when the category is like cost of sales, and the entry date is less than that as of date we're setting. that's a greater than symbol, excuse me, less than or equal to that as of date that we're setting. Then we're going to look at the GL entry amount. Otherwise, we'll pull back to 0. So with this formula and the one we already have, we'll have all the job costs that ever hit the project, and then those job costs as of a date we're setting. Now, one thing I'll warn you is when you add this formula, the edit view of ICRW breaks, you get an error. But if we go ahead and save and then run the report in another window, we can see it actually is working. Reports. So I'll go ahead and run that report we just edited. And I'll put in 01/10/2023. So now we can see the total job cost that ever hit, and then the job costs up to that date. So for example, the sugar shop has $220,000 of job costs, but as of 1/10, nothing had hit. And we can look at our 2024 and 25 jobs and see that, of course, as of 1/10/2023, nothing had hit. But we can see what the total cost eventually is. Thank you for watching.